Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast.
1, 3, 8.
The segment's going to be called What's Doing 138. So basically, we're going to be doing them every now and again, and it's just going to be like where we are as a business, things that are up and coming, sort of just like a little scoop on our business. We started with What's New, or we just sort of changed the name, What's Doing 138. So we're starting with the collection that's in production. So we've got a collection in production at the moment. So I'll give you a bit of an inside scoop. So it's going to be the White Hustlers tee, the Black Hustlers tee, the Black Logo tee, so with all the logos all over it, and also the black track shorts. So that's going to be the 4 items coming in. So they're actually in production at the moment. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be about 3 weeks till they get here. Probably about 3 weeks. Sorry, it's 3 weeks till they're probably finished. And then I'd allow probably 2 weeks before I can have them ready, photographed, and ready to sell. So I'm banging for mid to end of next month. That's about when we're going to be ready to sell those. On the back of that, we've also got our hoodies, getting the changes made to those hoodie samples that we had. So we're going to be making those changes, making that order this week, and then putting them on a boat. So the first items, the t-shirts, are coming on a plane, a bit more expensive, but we need them here. We need stock to be able to sell at the moment. That stuff's going to come on a boat. It's going to come probably 2 or 3 weeks after the other stuff, so the teas and that, which should be about, sort of give us a good amount of time to nail into our next collection. So probably 3 weeks difference in the drops. So we're excited about that too. We had a meeting with a Facebook advertising guy this morning. His name's Nikolai. He sounds like a bit of a gun, and I think he's going to do wonders for our business at the moment. So basically what he talked to me about is a lot of things that I had questions about in terms of Facebook ads. I've tried to learn myself a little bit, and then I was basically at a crossroads within the last sort of couple of weeks, whether I sort of spend that money on someone to run that to run that side of things for me, the paid advertising, Facebook and Instagram, whether I have that or I have basically spend that money on educating myself in that area. And I think I've come to this terms where I'm going to do both. Right now, I think in terms of where my business is at the moment, I feel like I need the time to be pumping a lot more content out and focus on drops and drop dates and having stock on hand often and more regular and consistent drops coming through. That I think that's the focal point that I should have in terms of 138 at the moment. And so that's where I'm going to focus my time on. Facebook ads and Instagram ads is not an area that I'm an expert in at all. And to be able to learn that and then, execute it at a really good level to where it's sort of beneficial for our business, that's going to take time, and it's time that I feel is better spent doing other things. So I'm looking at running this guy where we're sort of working out a payment, like a sort of payment method, or how we pay, and it's sort of going to be based in kind of like tiers where, the better we do, the more he gets paid, things like that, which is good. I think that everyone should be rewarded for their success or rewarded for performance. And so we're just nutting that out at the moment, but it's looking positive. We're going to start with a pretty decent budget, low in terms of Facebook advertising for businesses, but in terms of if you're thinking of how much you think would be spending on that, it's actually quite a lot if you think of it, say, monthly. But I'm confident in it. I've got enough sort of information from this guy to know kind of how I think it's gonna work. And what I actually did was I shared my screen with him so he could actually look at our analytics on our website on 138, see our sales and sort of our conversion rate and things like that, and where he thinks that could turn into sales, like how much of that could turn into sales in terms of paid advertising. So it's exciting. Things I didn't even think of that he talked about, little things that that came to my head. Even like colors that you use for your ads. More colors kind of have make people react in different ways, or have more of a reaction from people. People like to skim read. They miss things like Afterpay, which is very important these days. Afterpay has been massive for us. We doubled our sales just from adding Afterpay. It's just the sort of area we live in at the moment. You know, if you can just sort of pay a little bit now and get it now, people want to do that. So, but when people skim read, they miss the Afterpay. So having it in there 2 or 3 times when you're writing things, having things that people, you know, will benefit from. For example, buy 1 tee for 60, you'll get 2 for 100, things like that. So we have a little thing on our Facebook and Instagram now where we give out a $50 gift card to random people, just for posting a photo and tagging us. Which, by the way, if you want to do that, post a photo, tag us, you go in the draw to win a $50 voucher. We just give them out randomly. We've had a few already that have done it and have got $50 vouchers. Designer, so we actually have a designer now. Her name's Ashley. She runs a lot of our design work. We pay her hourly. She works on a contracting basis. So like when we want to do some design work, or when I'm ready to have a collection sort of put together, I go to her. I ask her to, you know, spend some time on this. She sends me hours, and that's how it works. It's worked really well. You think you know sort of design and things like that, and you know like what you like, but being able to put that into your own sort of style or onto paper is a lot harder than you think. And I don't think you really realize how much like these guys can do until you actually get someone to do it. For example, I really liked this t-shirt, and I sent it to a guy that put together like the Hustlers tee and the logo tee and that. So I like this shirt, and I said I really like this. I like how it flows, and I want something like that. And he came up with that logo tee that we've made. So I never would have been able to come up with that on paper, but I knew what I wanted. But it's guys like that are able to put it into reality, which is important. And I think it always comes back to that. You got to be willing to sort of spend a bit of money and have faith in it to make a bit more money and to scale your business, because that's where I'm trying to get to now. So we'll come in, we're just over 1.5 years in, coming up 2 years in September, and we want to be sort of like, okay, we're here now. We've hit this sort of, we're starting to get good reach. We're like putting out content. How can I scale from here? One was to get people on board to do things that I'm not so good at. One being the advertising, one being the putting my ideas onto paper in terms of design. The other one being taking the 3PL, sort of the distribution off my hands. So we've got that 3PL company now who looks after our distribution. They do all our orders. I don't see the orders anymore. It's a cost to us, but makes us money back in terms of time. So just things like that, being able to have faith and put it into other people to do I think is really important. And it's very easy to be scared to do that, because obviously it's your baby and you've nurtured it, you've started it from nothing. I've started this from nothing. It was just an idea, and now it's turning into a little bit more of a business, and like it's very scary. And knowing that once you start bringing people on like this, the decisions you make and all that sort of stuff has effect on other people now. And not only that, what you're doing now has a little bit more behind it in terms of risk. So if I'm going to start paying a guy monthly for Facebook ads, and on top of that spending money on ads, and on top of that paying a designer and a 3PL warehouse for storage, you got all your daily Shopify and your Adobe subscriptions and your Xero subscriptions and everything. When things start piling up, it becomes, things become more risky. And it's like, well, yes, you can make a hell of a lot more money by doing this, but you can also lose it all a lot more quickly. Because, back a year ago, if I stopped making sales for 2 months. That never happened, but like if that did, I would have been fine because there wasn't much behind what I was doing. Now, if that happened, when I'm starting spending a lot more money, putting money into it, it's like, it's the classic put more money in. It's like gambling, bro. Put more money in, the more money you get back. And that's essentially what business is. It's a gamble, and you have to be willing to make those decisions. I'm comfortable in my own skin to know that if that fails, that I can push on to another thing, or I can, in saying that I'm confident that I can scale this business. I was talking to a guy, Rewiti. He started Wet Whistles, if you've seen the Wet Whistles. He also has a massage gun company. And he said the way he sees businesses, ads and paid marketing is, it's how you see where, if your business can be scalable, if it's just going to earn you, $50,000 a year, or if you can actually turn it into a worldwide weapon kind of thing. So that's the goal at the moment. That's what we're looking at. Photo shoots, how we use it, how we run our photo shoots now. So I finally got to a point where I can pay my models, or my model at the moment. Beb Rupena, he's a close mate of mine, always from home, known him since we were young. He's just done the photo shoots for Kit the whole time. Now I'm able to pay him. And so how it works now is we actually have a guy who's running the photography. His name's Bronson. And he is going to be, we have like a WhatsApp group, and we coordinate photo shoots. I'm over here. I'm obviously not going to be there. But how it works is I get my warehouse, or the distribution to send, a warehouse to send items to him, to Rupena, and then he takes them to photo shoots. They meet up, they do all that stuff, and then I sort them out accordingly. So that's another weird thing to think, is that, I'm in a different country and a couple guys are meeting up in New Zealand, and running photo shoots for me, and I'm not even there, all to do with this business, for this thing that I started out of my room. It's just crazy. It's a crazy feeling, that sort of stuff, but it's exciting. 3PL is, I've already touched on it a lot, but been very helpful. Just being able to offload all of that stress of having to pack orders every day and having to deal with orders and stock levels and things like that. Just taking that away has just been so refreshing, and giving me time to do other things. We are looking at a potential office space over here for the remainder of the time we're here. It's like a really nice top floor, and it's a studio. It's basically like this big room with a concrete floor. Looks really cool. It's really well lit up, and only problem is it's quite big, and it's probably bigger than what we need. So I'm looking at potentially finding someone to go into it with me, where we can share it as a kind of creative workspace. So we're looking at that at the moment. It's kind of an idea at the moment. I guess where I need to steady myself in a way, and it's probably a weakness of mine, as I get ahead of myself in terms of things. So, I've got an office. We have it's also doubles as our spare room, Grateful Beginnings, but it's an office, and we have this space where I can do all these things. And I guess finding, being grateful for what I have at the moment is got to be a focal point of mine, because I do tend to want the next thing, or want to increase, when just realizing that what I've got is good and I can make it work for now. In terms of where I am as a business, even things like I've seen a few new things come out for a podcast system, and I've just been so keen to get it. But reality is, man, I've got heaps of stuff here that does the job. I'm just always wanting to do that next thing, and I'm wanting to improve it in this way. And I guess I just need to steady myself a bit, and keep focusing on growing this brand. That's a thing that the guy Nikolai brought up to me today in our Zoom meeting. He said, we'll sort of separate what you need when it comes to Facebook ads, and that's something that kind of separates you from the rest, because there's Facebook ads that pop up all the time. You're just scrolling down, ad. What's the difference between you? What sets you different or apart? And I just gave him that whole spiel about the way we work is we're building a community and a brand, not a business. And we're sort of trying to document this journey, and where I feel we separate ourselves from others is we're documenting this whole journey for people to sort of jump in and be a part of, and in return they help us and support us through sales, and we also provide value to them. So not just sort of entertaining them through this journey that we're documenting, but actually providing them with information that they need or want. And I think that sets us apart, because a lot of businesses won't do this, and a lot of businesses will say they do it, but they don't do it, or don't do it consistently. Which is another probably work on for us, is being consistent in what we're doing, or consistent in what I'm doing. And obviously I've got a lot juggling. I'm juggling a lot at the moment. We've got footy season has started. That's the main reason we're over here. So it's a very important focus of mine. And then I've got my family, my young boy and my partner, and I've also got the business. So juggling these three things, but I'm getting better at balancing it all. We're currently making a vlog. The little snippet of this is going to be in the vlog. So I'm going to probably drop that vlog at the end of the week. My mum is coming tomorrow from New Zealand. The bubble opened up. Thank you, Auntie Jacinda. Haven't seen her for like 3 months. She's going to get a fright when she sees baby man, because he was 2 months when we left. He's nearly 5 months now, and he's grown a lot. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to see my mama again. And yeah, so that's basically it for this one. We'll come back with a What's Doing 138 very soon. But if you don't already, please, whatever you're listening on, follow us or subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Give us a follow if you're on Instagram. Like it and share it, comment. All that sort of stuff really helps little businesses like us, and all it takes for you is just a few clicks or a few words, and it means a lot. So that's it from us. Have a good day. Later.